Hi, good morning, everyone. So today is Monday and it marks another trading day, another trading week, and Monday is the first trading day of the week. Okay, so today I forgot to do the pre-market analysis yesterday because I wasn't sorry, I couldn't do the pre-market analysis yesterday or Saturday because I wasn't around. So just got back and decided to do it for you guys. So let's get into it. So the first pair on my list is US oil. And if you watch the past video, I did an analysis on US oil and you could watch it and see what we are expecting. But I'll still do another round of US oil if you haven't watched that video. But I'll advise you go back and watch that video and see how it is. But let's see how we can analyze US oil to also today. So on US oil, this is the monthly time frame. As you all know, I'm a swing trader, so I do it like swing traders do. So this is the monthly time frame on US oil, and I have my monthly upper zone, my monthly midway zone, and my monthly lower zone here. My monthly upper zone, my monthly midway, and my monthly lower zone. Okay, my monthly lower zone here. So on the monthly time frame, I'm looking at a downtrend. At the monthly time frame, I'm looking at a downtrend. Here is the downtrend. First, price was in an uptrend, higher high, higher low, higher high, and higher low. So after higher low, we are expecting to see a new high breaking above the previous high. But price failed to do that. Instead, when it got to this particular zone, it saw selling pressure dropping to the low, creating a lower low, sorry, an equal low, creating an equal low, which we have here. The price went up, failed to go above the previous high. So now we have a higher low, then it dropped for an equal low. Then here was a higher high. Then we saw an equal low, which you can call a higher low. Then we see another higher high. You can see price coming, drop, breaking the previous lows, creating a new lower low. So we should be expecting a new high before the low continues. So this is it on US oil, and that's why I said we are in a downtrend on US oil. So since we know we are in a downtrend on US oil from the monthly time frame, as we go to the lower time frames, we are looking for selling opportunities on US oil. We are looking for selling opportunities on US oil. So let's go to the weekly time frame and see how it is. So here on the weekly time frame on US oil, I have my weekly upper zone and my weekly lower zone. And on the weekly time frame, like I said on the monthly, we are waiting for a higher high before we take, a lower high before we take the sell all the way down. So we are expecting a lower high at this zone where the breakout was at this particular zone. So that's where we are expecting the lower high at. Then price drops all the way for, then we take a sell all the way to the weekly low, and if price continues to drop, we'll be looking for more selling opportunities all the way to the monthly low. But first, let's look for opportunities all the way to the weekly low first before we capitalize on the next move to the monthly low. So let's go to the daily time frame and see what is there. So just like I said on the monthly and on the weekly, it's the same thing that we are looking at on the daily time frame. We are looking for selling opportunities from here all the way to the downside. So let's go to the 4 hour and prepare for the entry. So on the 4 hour time frame, I have my 4 hour upper zone and my 4 hour lower zone. And on the 4 hour time frame, I can see price in an uptrend. Price is in an uptrend. Let me explain why price is in an uptrend. First, price was dropped, creating a new low, went for a high, then dropped for a new low. Then if price creates a new low, a new high, we see a new low again, we are expecting a new high, and price will continue to drop in that manner. But this time around, it failed. Price failed to drop from here, but rather went up to create a new high, creating an equal high over here, then drop for a low, failed to break below the previous low, and now we are seeing a bullish momentum. So what you are expecting is a new high, a new low, a high, tapping into the monthly breakout zone, which we are expecting the selling pressure from before they drop all the way to the downside on US oil. So what you are going to do on US oil is, since price is in an uptrend, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, then we see another higher high, it drops. So what you are going to do is you are going to wait for price to tap into the monthly low, then we look for selling opportunities all the way to the downside on US oil. Selling opportunities all the way to the downside on US oil. So while price is doing this, moving all the way to the upside, we won't be looking for buying opportunities because of the breakouts here and the direction of the trend. Because of the breakout, the direction of the trend, we are not going to be looking for buying opportunities. We are just going to wait for price to tap into the monthly zone before we sell all the way to the downside on US oil. On US oil. So yeah, that's it on US oil. Let's move to the next pair on the list. So the next pair on the list is GBP USD. GBP USD. GBP USD. So on GBP USD, let's start from the monthly time frame. Yeah. On the monthly time frame on GBP USD, you are seeing a bullish market or an uptrend. You are seeing a bullish market. So on GBP USD, price has been, I have my monthly upper zone, a monthly lower midway zone, and my monthly lower zone on US sorry on GBP USD. A monthly upper zone, midway zone, and lower zone on GBP USD. And on GBP USD on the monthly time frame, I'm looking at a buying market or an uptrend. Buying market or an uptrend. So if you look at the momentum on from this monthly low all the way going up, we are looking at a buying market on GBP USD. Price is in an uptrend on GBP USD. So as you go to the lower time frames, let's look for buying opportunities on GBP USD. Yeah, so here on the weekly time frame on GBP USD, I have my weekly midway zone here, my weekly midway zone here, and you could see price breaking the midway zone and the retest has been done already. Price broke out of the midway zone, went for a high, then a retest, and it continues going to the upside. But previously we saw that there was a very strong bearish pin bar here, so we were looking for selling opportunities all the way to the downside, but last week's candle proved that the buying pressure is still in the market, so we should be looking for buying opportunities, not selling opportunities on GBP USD. So like I said, on the monthly we are going to be looking for buying opportunities all the way to the upside on GBP USD. So let's go to the lower time frame and see how we can pick the entry on GBP USD. So on the daily time frame, I have my daily midway zone here, and you could see price has broken out of that zone and is going to the upside. Price has broken out of the zone, it's going to the upside. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame and see how we can prepare the entry on GBP USD. So on the 4-hour time frame, like you can see, price has broken out of the daily zone, daily high. So we are waiting for the low before we buy all the way to the upside on GBP USD. So GBP USD anticipates an entry this week for a buying. You'll be looking for buying opportunities this week all the way to the upside on GBP USD. So this will be the entry on GBP USD this week. So let's just wait and see how price, if price comes to this zone, we wait for a candle confirmation, then we buy. If price comes to the zone, we wait for a confirmation and we buy. And the confirmations will be either a bullish engulfing, a significant spin bar, or a morning star. Any of these candles that forms at the daily breakout zone, we pick an entry from there all the way to the upside on GBP USD. Yeah. So any of these entries that any of these candles that we get, then we pick the entry on GBP USD. But if price fails to come to this zone, if price fails to drop to the zone which we are expecting, price fails to drop to this zone, it fails to drop for an entry, but rather moves all the way up, breaking the 4-hour resistance, then we just wait for a price to retest this zone, then we get a candle confirmation over here, then we buy all the way to the upside. So if this setup fails, then we'll be expecting this to work. So now we have two opportunities. Any of them will play out this week. Any of them will play out this week. So if you haven't joined the Telegram channel, the link will be in the description. If any of these setups play out, I'll drop them in the group for everyone to take. If any of these setups play out, I'll drop them in the group for everyone to take. So if you are not in the group, the link will be in the description. You can join now. Okay, so the next pair on the list is Euro USD. Euro USD is the next pair on the list. Euro USD is the next pair on the list. So on Euro USD on the okay, so on Euro USD on the monthly time frame, we are looking at an uptrend. Very strong buying market on Euro USD, just like we saw on GBP USD. Same thing we are seeing on Euro USD. So we are seeing a very strong buying market. So on Euro USD, if you watch here, the buying pressure for the past couple of months has been very strong. Has been very strong on Euro USD. So we are still expecting strong buying pressure, and you can see price has broken out of this ranging zone. First, it tried to break to the downside but failed. Now the upside has been broken. So are we going to see a pullback to this zone, then a continuous buy to the upside? We don't know, but time will tell. We don't know, but time will tell. We don't know, but time will tell. So let's go to the weekly time frame and look for more buying opportunities on Euro USD. So like I said on the monthly, Euro USD is in a bullish trend. It's an uptrend. So you are only looking for buying opportunities all the way to the upside. So on the weekly time frame, I have my weekly upper zone here. And you could see price has broken out of the monthly zone, the monthly upper zone. So we are looking at an uptrend. So we should be expecting a possible pullback here before the buying continues. We should be expecting a possible pullback before the buying continues. But are we going to see that pullback anytime soon? Let's go to the daily time frame and to the 4-hour time frame and find out if the pullback will happen. And on the 4-hour, on the daily time frame, I have my daily lower zone, my daily upper zone, my daily lower zone, and my daily upper zone. And on the daily time frame, I can see price breaking out of the daily lower zone, touching the daily upper zone, and then drop all the way to the downside. Price breaking out of the daily lower zone, touching the upper zone, and dropping to the lower zone again. And we are seeing a buying momentum. We are seeing a buying momentum all the way to the upside. So if price has broken out of the monthly zone and has broken out of the daily zone and is doing a break and retest on the daily zone, you can just be expecting like a continuous buy to the weekly zone. You can just be expecting a continuous buy to the weekly zone. So let's go to the 4-hour and see how we can pick an entry on Euro USD all the way to the weekly zone. So here on the 4-hour, like I said on the daily time frame, price broke out of the daily zone, which was here. Price broke out of it, touching the daily upper zone and dropped to the daily lower zone. So now we are seeing buying momentum all the way to the upside. But will the buying momentum continue all the way to the upside? No, the buying momentum won't continue because of how the candles are forming here. So on Euro USD, we should be anticipating a setup or an entry this like today. By the end of today, we should get a setup. But if we don't get by the end of this week, we definitely get an entry on Euro USD. So on Euro USD, what we are only waiting for is price to give us a candle confirmation, then we buy. We are just waiting for a candle confirmation. So anticipate Euro USD trade today. We are expecting price to drop down a little bit and give us a candle confirmation. Then we buy Euro USD all the way to the weekly zone. So let's see if price will give us the confirmation we need before we buy Euro USD. Before we buy Euro USD. But if we are buying Euro USD, take note that price hasn't tapped into the monthly zone. We are waiting for there should be a retest at the monthly zone, but it hasn't happened yet. So if you are buying from here, you should be very cautious. But if you are a risk trader, a risk management trader, you should know that no matter even if this trade hits your stop loss, you definitely get another setup from here and you recover. So don't worry about it too much. But as long as price gives us a candle confirmation over here, we'll be buying Euro USD all the way to the upside. Yeah, so this will be the first part of the pre-market analysis. And if you haven't joined my Signal group, the link will be in the description and you can join. And if any of this setup is ready, I'll drop it in the group if you haven't joined the link. And my other social media account will also be in the description. So like my WhatsApp channel where I drop forex updates, my TikTok account, my Instagram, Facebook, and my personal contact if you want to get access to my mentorship group and or join my mentorship class. My contact will be in the description. You can pick it, contact me, and let me know how I can help you in your forest journey. So, Podolsky Ventures is an upcoming brand which we are building, which will help every forest trader, but it won't be about just forest trading, it will be about other industries also, but it will mostly focus on forest traders. So, if you want to join Podolsky Ventures trading community. The link will be in the description. You can click the link and join my free Telegram channel where I drop signals and trade setups every week. Where I drop signals and trade setups every week. I also have my WhatsApp channel where I drop WhatsApp forest updates, and you can also get access to it through the description. The link will be there. So yeah, that will be all. That will be the first. This will be the first part of the pre-market analysis. And if you haven't subscribed to my Telegram channel, you can help by subscribing. Hit that subscribe button. Click on the like button and also share with your family and friends if you haven't done that yet. So yeah, anticipate the second recording very soon, and peace.